Welcome to the channel. Congratulations. You are about to be on a dad venture. You see what I did there? Don't worry about that. Those jokes become dad jokes when they become a parent. All right, I'll stop that. I need to cut it out. I just went off on a limb. I'll leave it alone. Time out. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Yakeem. This is Purpose Composition, where I focus on faith, fatherhood, and artistry. In this video, I'm talking about 3 things. 1, 2, 3, focus on me. 3 things why did I even say it like that? This video, I'm focusing on 3 things I wish I had known or been prepared for before I got to the hospital for my firstborn son. Number 1, hospital preparedness. And if you hear sounds of the Bronx, I'm sorry, y'all. It's towards the end of the summer, people want to be blasting music. We got to the hospital. Everything is going as planned, we assume. We have our bags. They take us to the delivery floor and then usher us into this room. It's like this waiting room. There's only us in that waiting room. And it's dark in there. It's mad cold. They got a TV on low. You see, the blinds open. It's a view of the South Bronx. It's kind of ugly. Not the South Bronx. I love the South Bronx. Shout out. Come on, what up? And then a nurse comes out and they usher my wife into a room and they tell me to stay outside. And they close the door. A little, I hear a little click. They lock it, I think, and they draw the blinds. So I'm there seeing her sit at this table in front of a nurse, and then the blinds are closing, and I'm just there. Nobody said anything. Nobody said what's going on. I'm anxious. I'm like, is she about to have a baby? Like, I don't know what's going on. Did I say I didn't know what's going on? And for me, let me know. Again, my mindset is you're here serving the unit. Now, later on, I understood why they separated us. They wanted to make sure that everything was all right. They're checking her, seeing how far she's dilated, all of those things. And fellas, you'll understand why they do the check afterwards. But no one told me, hey, when you get to the hospital, expect for you guys to be separated. Now, maybe it happens different in, depending on where you deliver. Birthing centers to hospitals. Guys, you may need to prepare for that. Or number 2, being the supportive partner. So here's something that I was not prepared for. Now remember, I said my mindset is we're going as a family and we're gonna leave with an addition. +1, +2, whatever. Please don't come for me, all right? Don't come for me. I was not prepared for how much I would feel like I was an afterthought. Now, somebody may say, call the ambulance. It's not about you. And I get it. Based off insurance, the patient is my wife and the baby that's coming. By the hospital, the patient is the person that's having the baby and the baby that gets there. But again, my mind is, hey, I'm a dad. Clearly, we're here together. I'm married. This is, look, you see that? This is Wonder Twin powers activate. That says I'm more than just a body that's here. But it felt like, all right, great. You've done your part before you got to the hospital. Now we're here. We'll focus on her and the baby. Oh, and I guess you'll be around. That's what it felt like. I felt invisible. I felt like I wasn't even acknowledged a lot of times, especially at this first hospital that we delivered at. And I was not prepared for that. The reason that stood out to me so much is because these are the things that go into your introduction to parenthood. So imagine how often you hear fathers are not present, fathers are not helpful. You see on TV, fathers are stupid. They don't know what's going on. They have to speak to their wife about the schedule. Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I just spend some time with the guys? And it's like we don't have a brain and we don't have a thought. You get this message that men, fathers, dads, are just there and don't be in the way. So when you get to a hospital and this is your first child and you get that feeling like, okay, we've got it from here, you can be off in the corner, that's not the kind of introduction or the first impression you want to have to parenthood. And I'll say this, there was one time where a nurse was coming in and you don't get any sleep. You don't get any sleep. Your wife don't get any sleep. Nobody's getting any sleep aside from the baby, maybe. Came in, asked my wife what she wanted to eat. The nurse came, took her order. My wife said what she wanted, and the nurse was leaving. And my wife was like, wait, hold on. Does my husband get to have anything? The nurse was like, oh, yes, what would you like? And, you know, of course I had to share that with her, but I was like, yo, that's absolutely crazy. Like, you legitimately were about to leave. Like, there's a family here now. And again, that really drove a nail into that feeling. Yo, y'all really don't see me. You may feel like you're invisible, but you are not. Whether the hospital acknowledges that you are there, whether society acknowledges that you are there, skip it. I'm telling you, you are present, you are valuable. Be there, breathe with your wife, do the lessons that you've learned, help her through the contractions, help her focus, wipe her sweat, or don't wipe her sweat if she don't want to be touched. Tell her that she's beautiful, whatever it is. Be that supportive role, and that will be your introduction into parenthood. You were there supporting before the baby came, and you'll be there throughout the life of your child. Number 3, the painful reality. And this one was a real hard one. Like, this one had me wanting to talk to God, which I did. My wife and I were Christian, and we believe that God can do miracles. We believe that God redeems a whole lot. And one of the things it talks about in supernatural childbirth is being redeemed from the curse of having painful child labor. So we have been praying throughout our pregnancy. We've been declaring the word over ourselves. We've been declaring the word over her womb. We've been speaking over our child. Now, we didn't have the kind of pregnancy and delivery, rather, that we prayed for. That was really hard for me, because as we're going through this and she's in labor, it's hours that she's in pain. Seeing my wife in pain, and I couldn't do anything about it, and I'm knowing that we had prayed. There was a time through the night, it was like late at night, 9, 10 o'clock. We're there. She's feeling the pain, the contraction pains. We're swaying, we're rocking back and forth. My wife is 5'2", I'm 6'2". So I'm, bent over, my back is hurting already. I'm, doing the squeezing on her hips for the pressure and, trying to help her, massage her, all of the things. And after a while, it's like, yo, this hurts me. So we ask for an epidural, and they tell us that there's one anesthesiologist and he's already working with a team. And after that, he's gonna be done for the night. So we'd actually have to wait 6 more hours till the morning, and we'd be the first ones when the anesthesiologist comes in. That news hit like a ton of bricks. My wife broke down and cried when she heard that. So there was a time where I had to break away, go into the bathroom, and I had to scream and cry silently, because I didn't want my wife to know that I was going through it, that I was in pain physically, but just also emotionally. And I was a little upset, frustrated. That did not stop me from believing that God is good. And I want to tell you this, whether you prayed, whether you're going through pregnancy and you're at the point of delivery and you believe in God, maybe you've even read the book Supernatural Childbirth, and you've gotten to the point and you don't have the kind of delivery that you prayed for, that doesn't mean that God isn't faithful. And I screamed and I let it out in the bathroom, and I came back out and I, handled my business. And finally, in the morning, the anesthesiologist came, and I was nervous. I didn't know the side effects of the epidural. My wife's leg was shaking a little bit afterwards, and I was like, yo, is this gonna change? Is it gonna stop? And they was like, it's gonna be all right, you can leave. And I cried. I cried on the way out of the room as they said, you have to go and it'll be all right. I didn't know that men could experience postpartum depression. So while we were focused on making sure she didn't get that, I was the one that ended up having that. I lost motivation. I lost connection to my creativity, to my outlets. I found myself escaping in like games that were RPGs or simulations where I had more control. I found myself not being present. I found myself not liking the sound of my son's crying. And it really opened up a lot of father wounds that, as I said in one of my previous videos, caused me to get into therapy. And I want to encourage you, the more you know, the better off you'll be. To my dads, you are not useless. You are not invisible. You matter. You are present. Here's how you can be supportive. Ask questions. See how you can get extra Tylenol or Advil, whichever one they give at the hospital. See how you can get extra pillows. Talk to the nurses at the station. See if there's anything your wife or your spouse needs, and figure out how you can get that. Make her comfortable. Do what you can while she's doing what is naturally going to happen. That's how you can be useful in that moment. And whether or not the hospital or society acknowledges your role, you are important and you are valuable.